Hello, everybody. I hope you are doing well. This is the time of your English program of every Saturday and Sunday on your national television ORTM 1. We begin this program by Mali News. First, top news. The work of the national consultation phase on the review of the political party charter came to an end this Tuesday at the CCB. Strong recommendations were made. International Labour Day is celebrated every year on May 1st. In Mali, UNTM called for vigilance, unity, and public mobilization. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ORTM News. The work of the national consultation phase on the review of political party charter ended on Tuesday at the Bamako International Conference Center. Strong recommendations were made, namely the installation of Army General Assimi Goïta as President of the Republic for a renewable 5-year term, the dissolution of political parties, the abolition of public funding of political parties, the abolition of the status of the leader of the opposition, and the tightening of conditions for the creation of political parties. Mamari Kone and Angel Dambele for more details.
Thanks to your commitment and good job, the meetings we are currently concluding have resulted in clear and precise recommendations enabling the country to move forward and turn the page on the dark past that led to its collapse. By the occasion, we thank our valiant armies which have substantially improved the security situation. This is also the time to pay tribute to all our victims of insecurity in our country, civilians and military alike. I attentively listened to the recommendations emerging from the 2 days of work as part of the national phase of the meeting with the vital forces of our nation and Malians living abroad. I also thanked the participants and congratulate them on the results and quality achieved in just a short time. Finally, I would like to congratulate the minister delegates and the entire organizing committee. I'm committed to submit to Transition President, Head of State, His Excellency Lieutenant General Assimi Goïta, the recommendations adopted by our meeting. The government, for its part, led by the Head of State, will spare no efforts to take the necessary steps to meet the people's expectations.
May 1st is the celebration of Labour Day throughout the world. In Mali, the theme of the 2025 edition of International Labour Day is Work with Dignity, Defend Social Justice, Preserve the Nation. It is a day of remembrance, of struggle, and of hope. Angel Dambele for more details.
For the 2025 edition, thousands of workers hiked along Boulevard de l'Indépendance. Among them were representatives from the Union of Banks and Financial Institutions, insurance sectors, workers from state institutions, as well as unions from the health, transportation, public administrations, housing, livestock, and fishery, energy, water, and communications sectors, among others. UNTM General Secretary notably denounced the form of unionism that becomes complicit in abuses by remaining silent in the face of the unacceptable. For its part, the Minister of Labour, Public Service and Social Dialogue outlined the various achievements made within the framework of the implementation and monitoring of the Social Stability and Growth Pact. This year, the Minister of Social Affairs, Solidarity and Humanitarian Action from the Republic of Congo partook in the ceremony alongside a delegation of about 10 Malian ministers.
The Foreign Affairs Minister of IAS countries were in Morocco for the Crans Montana Forum. On the sidelines of this major event, they were received by His Majesty King Mohammed VI. The diplomat conveyed to him the greeting and thanks of the free head of state of IAS for his commitment to supporting the countries of IAS Confederation. Gassou Diarra translate for us the word of Malian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Abdoulaye Diop.
His Majesty welcomes us. We have had the opportunity to express a deep gratitude to all our countries. We gave our appreciation about the relationships and cooperation between the Kingdom of Morocco and Sahel States Alliance. Each of the countries of Sahel States Confederation does its best to strengthen this relationship day by day. Individually, each of the countries should take its responsibilities to make this cooperation possible. After that, we talked to His Majesty. We told him that we would like to have access to the sea. His Majesty can allow us to have access to the Atlantic Ocean. We need to have access to the sea. This is an opportunity for us to strengthen peace and security in our three countries, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Globally, we talked to His Majesty about the appreciation that our three heads of state gave to His Majesty. His Majesty is consistently defending the position of our three countries. The Kingdom of Morocco and His Majesty knows our problems, and His Majesty strengthens the dialogue between the three countries in order to find solutions for our own problems. Again, we would like to promote a relationship based on respect and consideration. We would have listened to His Majesty. He gave advice to our three heads of state. His Majesty deeply appreciated this relationship between the Kingdom of Morocco and the three countries of Sahel States Alliance. His Majesty is worried about our situation. For this reason, he made sure that he would be open to us for everything. In addition, he wishes peace and stability could be back in our three countries.
Flooding was recorded in several districts of the capital after Monday's rain. In Misabuku and Kalabambuku, two neighborhoods on the outskirts of the capital, residents are taking preventive measures by digging channels to drain the rainwater. Chemongo Kunate and Maria Kulubali for the details.
First rain of the year 2025, the first nightmare for many residents of the city of Bamako. We are in Kalabambugu, a district on the outskirts, in the aftermath of the rain that fell on the capital. As noted, the place remains that noted with standing water. It is a fierce downpour that announces fairly abundant rainfall in perspective, according to Mali Meteo. According to a victim, almost all of the families left their homes. Access was difficult. There are some who have lost of materials. In order to mitigate the consequences of flooding, some referenda are organized according to the rudimentary means. The funds collected are used to pay common individuals for the digging of water drainage channels. Musabugu, another neighborhood on the outskirts that are made headlines in terms of flooding. In this district, the only collector used to drain obstructive sulfur water, a problem that continues to disturb the sleep of the inhabitants. In Musabugu as in Kalabambugu, wherever our team has passed, the realities are identical. This is why our interlocutors call for active solidarity to shorten their suffering.
The English Clubs Festival ended in an atmosphere of joy and satisfaction. Over 3 days course, English clubs from Mali and the wider sub-region showcased their expertise in promoting the English language with the support of their partners. It is worth noting that This event marked the second edition of the festival. A report on the closing ceremony with our journalist Agel Dambele.
Cultures give meaning to everything. It was with a highly symbolic gesture that English clubs across Mali concluded 3 days of intense activities. The closing ceremony began with a colorful parade featuring all participating clubs, each proudly representing an ethnic group from Mali through traditional attire.
It's a total satisfaction for us in this second edition. There are a lot of lessons that we learned from the past edition. The edition is totally funded by the U.S. Embassy. We are grateful and thankful to them. And during these 3 days, the clubs have been exposed. Parents came and colleagues and also professionals, students from every walk of Mali came here in order to visit the different stands. So a lot of people did not know their club existed. Once more this year, they learned about the clubs, where they can find them if they want to join. And so the lessons that we learned from the past event, that's what we applied in this one in order to improve it.
The second edition, much like the first, was warmly welcomed by members of the various clubs.
Can be so proud. You could see my voice, you can see also my smile, and you can also see through my dress. And you could see also through the faces of the different members, whether it is English club members and whether it is pupils or also the different participants. These 3 days was really intense through activities, learning activity, networking activity. There are also the cultural event we are now going now. People really enjoy. We hope also to celebrate the third editions.
The U.S. diplomatic mission in Mali, a key partner of the event, expressed its openness to any initiatives aimed at promoting the learning of the English language, particularly among ambitious young learners.
This year's festival, just like the last time, was fully funded by the U.S. Embassy. Our goal with this program is to promote English. As you know, language is part of the culture of a country. As a representative of the U.S. Embassy, we would like to provide opportunities to Malian by learning English and also to build a network of English speakers in the country in order to promote economic growth and also diplomatic exchanges and also business exchanges with the United States of America.
This English Clubs Festival proves to be a true platform for cultural exchange, learning, and the sharing of experiences.
Now let's talk about a disease called malaria. It is a life-threatening disease spread to humans by some types of mosquitoes. It is mostly found in tropical countries. As far as Mali is concerned, Professor Abdoulaye Jimde, Director of Malaria Center in Pointe, give us more details.
Malaria is, there had been a lot of progress. I should say that when I started my career as a researcher in malaria, we used to say, globally, we used to say one child died every 30 seconds. Now we say one child dies every 2 minutes. So, for specifically in Mali, when on average you go in a village during the rainy season and you take 100 children, you test their blood, you would find between 70 and 90 children would have malaria parasites in their blood. Now, 30 years later, according to data from the National Malaria Control Program, if you go in an average village and you test children, out of 100 children, you find about 19 children that have malaria parasite in their blood. So there have been a lot of progress, but there's still a very serious disease. It's still the number one killer of people in our country, and it's still damaging families around the country as well as in most of sub-Saharan Africa. So malaria remains a deadly and very detrimental disease for Africa. New drugs that we call ACTs. We demonstrated that the old chloroquine was not working anymore, and we also showed that the ACTs were working and were safe. So ACTs are being now used around the country to treat cases. Prevention through vector control measures that include people sleeping under bed nets that are impregnated with insecticides. In some districts, there are actions on indoor residual spraying, which is spraying insecticide on the walls so that it can kill the mosquitoes. And prevention in children, the seasonal malaria chemo prevention, which is giving sulfadoxine, pyrimethamine, and amodiaquine to children once a month during the transmission season, as well as prevention in pregnant women, which is giving a dose of SP every month after the third month of pregnancy. And now, recently, the introduction of vaccine to vaccinate children between the age of 5 and 36 months. The Hideo Noguchi Prize is a prestigious prize that the Japanese government awards every 3 years for people that work in the field of biomedical research in Africa. The application is open to the entire world, so everybody can apply. But the work that they reward is usually work done on the continent of Africa.
The vaccine of malaria is now in Mali for the prevention. Professor Alassane Diko is with us for the importance of fighting against malaria disease.
This vaccine is, in Mali, we are going to use one of the vaccines that is called R21. As you know, in 2021, the first malaria vaccine was approved by the World Health Organization for the very first time, that we are able to have a vaccine against malaria. And the second vaccine, which is R21, was approved in 2023. And Mali has contributed to the development of both of those vaccines, both RTSS and R21. The review and the approval by the WHO was in part based on the results obtained in Mali, particularly in Bougouni and Ouelessebougu, to be specific. What we expect from this vaccine is to prevent children to have malaria, to have more malaria episodes. You know that malaria is the first cause of consultation, the first cause of hospital admission, and the first cause of death, particularly in children. And you know that the children under 5 are the population that carry the highest burden of malaria. And this vaccine has been approved for young children, and therefore is going to help to prevent malaria in this population. The vaccine is not going to make the children not getting the malaria at all. It's going to reduce the number of times the children are going, or the proportion of children who are going to have malaria. So it's going to reduce the malaria cases by 75%, approximately. This is what is expected. So 75% reduction, so it means that 3 of 4 malaria clinical cases will be avoided, will be prevented. So this is huge. So instead of 4 children getting malaria, every 4 children, 3 are not going to have malaria. Or if children had 4 clinical malaria episodes, instead of 4 clinical malaria episodes, they're going to have only 1 instead of 4. So a 75% reduction approximately. It's not everywhere in Mali. It's in 19 districts that have the highest burden of malaria in Mali. The 19 districts where the malaria burden is the highest, what we call it very hyper-endemic malaria. You can imagine this is where there is more rain, and where the malaria transmission season is longer. Those 19 districts were selected based on the data, the health record data. So the health authorities, the highest authority under the, through the Ministry of Health have decided that in Mali it is going to be introduced in 19 districts for the first year. Many countries have introduced it in 3, 2, 4, 5 districts only to start. But in Mali, they have chosen to take the 19 districts that have the highest burden of malaria. And they're also planning to aid the next 33 districts that come after those 19 districts. So it's going to be 52 districts in 2026 where the vaccine is going to be available.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of Mali News, but stay with us for the guests of the week.
Hello everyone and welcome. Today in English time, we're having a special guest whose entrepreneurial journey is as inspiring as impactful. Joining us is Boubou Sango, the founder and manager of Boubou Lef, a dairy production company. Boubou was born and raised in Djenné, a beautiful and historical city in central Mali. Later on, driven by ambitions, he moved to Bamako, the capital city, to pursue studies in legal law. Today, Boubou is a successful entrepreneur. In 2018, he received a scholarship under the Mandela Washington Fellow. The program, part of the prestigious Young African Leaders Initiative, a U.S. State Department program. Boubou, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Rama, for having me.
It's a pleasure. I tried to introduce you, but I want you to tell me more about you. How did you learn English and what motivated you to launch Boubou Lef?
Thank you so much for having me. So I'm an entrepreneur running a dairy business, so we transform to dairy local products such as fresh milk, yogurt, cheese, and other dairy local products. So first one, I learned my English in informal and formal one.
Okay.
First one because I come from a touristic area, which is Djenné, where mostly we receive a lot of tourists around the world who come visit the city. So this is how really I first learned my English word by practicing. So and the formal one I studied it in the high school, language and literature. So this is how really I combine both to really practice and improve more my English, right?
This is wonderful.
And from my journey as an entrepreneur, so I do remark from where I come from, which is general, so always like where the main activities is dairy production.
Yeah.
So farmers produce more than 35,000 liters a day, but they lost more than 80% of the daily production because of the lack of conservation and also the markets. So this is why I decided to create Boubou Lef and see how I can help them to first conserve the milk for a safer long life and then market it, sell it everywhere in the country.
That's wonderful, that's wonderful. So practically, how does Boubou Lef create value for those partners you collaborate with, such as farmers, cooperatives, and local communities?
Yeah, so we create value today. If it's we work with 2 cooperatives, so each cooperative is 250 farmers.
Wow.
So and those farmers today, we give them hope.
Okay.
And give them opportunity by training them, give them the right skills, how they can hygienic and how they can market the milk, how they can produce it. So and everything, all the different skills that farmers and cooperatives need to know to have a good milk that can be sell in the market.
That's very important, access to market. Yes. I want to know, for a young Malian dreaming about creating their own businesses, what will you tell them?
So first one, I will tell them to love what they want to do. This is the most important things first. And secondly, to really do a lot of research about the idea or the sector that they want to really start, because it's very important to know it. Who is your competitors? What is the different data in the sector? And also know the opportunities and the challenge in the sector. This is very important.
Very, very important. Lastly, Boubou, I want to know, Do you believe that the English language played any role in your personal and professional development?
Yeah, a lot. English is really like a life-changing. It's really changed my life. Let's say personally, it's really helped me today where I am, like to speak in a public speaking.
Absolutely.
To gain a lot of opportunity to be like self-confident man. So, and to be a good leader today, I can say really English helped me a lot. All the different tools you can learn. So I learned them in English. It's really helped me like from my entrepreneurial journey and so on. So professionally, let's say it's really helped me a lot because for all the different opportunities I have today, being where I am and bring my business where the business is today is because of like the English side. It's really helped me a lot. Gain opportunities, exchange program, travel around the world. So being like a globetrotter today.
Yeah, absolutely. You heard it from Bubu himself. Knowledge is power and English creates bridges. So start your entrepreneurial and English journey with us. Stay tuned with English Time. Thank you.
We are at the end of our English program of today. We'll be together next Saturday at 5:30 p.m. and Sunday at 10 a.m. for another English time, same channel, ORTM 1. May God bless Mali. Goodbye.